The story begins in Arizona Territory, 1874, as the remnants of a burned-out wagon train smolder under the desert sun. Lena Carrington, a young settler woman, hides among the wreckage, clutching a small silver locket, her mother's keepsake and the last piece of her family's memory. Nearby, a group of Apache warriors led by Cale searches for surviving enemies after a brutal skirmish with U.S. cavalry scouts. Kyle, a proud but conflicted Apache warrior, finds Lena trembling behind a charred wagon wheel. Instead of killing her, he studies the locket in her hands, a gleaming symbol of something foreign yet deeply human. When she whispers, "Please, don't take it," her voice cracks not with fear but with heartbreak. But Cale, bound by the belief that all spoils of war belong to the victor, takes the locket. He turns from her plea, believing mercy would be weakness. The act is small, just a silver trinket. But something inside him falters. As they march her toward their camp, Cale feels an unease unlike any before. The locket burns in his palm like gilt-made metal. It's not gold or silver that weighs on him. It's her eyes, filled with something he cannot name. That night, under a blood-red sunset, Lena sits in silence near the fire, whispering prayers for the soul of the man who took her mother's memory. Cale watches her from across the flames, and for the first time doubts the righteousness of tradition. Cale's village sits hidden among Red Canyon walls, protected by cliffs and guarded by warriors. Lena, now a captive, becomes a silent presence among them, neither slave nor guest. The elders order Cale to keep her alive until a trade or ransom can be made. Among his people, tradition is law. To take from the fallen is to claim their spirit's strength. Yet Cale cannot shake the feeling that what he took from Lena was not strength, but something sacred. The locket which he wears around his neck begins to haunt him. He dreams of his ancestors turning away from him, of flames devouring the canyon, of a voice, her voice, whispering, "Give it back." Meanwhile, Lena observes him quietly. She sees the conflict in his face, the cracks in his stoic mask. She doesn't speak often, but one night, as thunder rolls over the desert, she murmurs through the rain, "That locket isn't just mine. It's my mother's soul." Cale freezes. In his culture, to disturb the soul of another is a spiritual crime. He realizes the weight of what he's done isn't just theft, it's desecration. When dawn comes, he rides to the elder shaman for guidance. The old man warns him, "If her soul lingers with you, it will follow you beyond the sky." Cale returns to the camp shaken, and the storm has only begun inside him. The U.S. cavalry soon discovers the Apache camp's location. Smoke rises on the horizon as soldiers approach, rifles gleaming in the sun. Cale's people prepare for battle, but as chaos erupts, Lena's bonds are cut by Cale himself. He tells her to run. She hesitates, eyes wide. "You took my mother's soul," she whispers, "but you can still save yours." Bullets and arrows fill the air as Lena flees into the ravine. Cale fights fiercely, not for pride but for redemption. He sees soldiers gunning down warriors he's known since childhood, feels the hot sting of betrayal from both sides, white and Apache alike. In the final moments of the battle, Kyle is wounded. He crawls toward a boulder for cover, clutching the locket. He looks up and sees Lena standing at the ridge, watching, waiting, unwilling to leave him behind. When he collapses, she comes back for him. Lena drags Cale through the desert toward a ruined mission church, half buried in sand and shadow. She tends his wound, and in the flicker of dying candlelight, he finally speaks. "I took your mother's soul," he says weakly, "because I thought victory gave me the right. I was wrong." She presses the locket into his hand. "Then carry it until you understand what a soul really means." Outside, the world burns and soldiers search the desert and thunder rolls. Inside, Cale prays in silence for the first time in years, not to his gods, not to hers, but to something greater than them both. Forgiveness. When dawn breaks, Lena wakes to find Cale gone. The locket remains beside her, wrapped in a strip of leather, and a single eagle feather. Years later, stories spread across the frontier. Travelers speak of a lone Apache who roams the borderlands carrying no weapon, only a silver locket tied to his wrist. Some say he protects settlers from bandits. Others say he searches for peace in every soul he meets. Lena, now an older woman living in Santa Fe, hears the tale from a passing merchant. She smiles faintly, whispering to herself, "He found his soul after all." The story ends at sunset. A lone figure walking through the red desert, wind carrying whispers of both the past and forgiveness. The locket glimmers against his chest, no longer a symbol of guilt, but of a man who chose mercy over tradition. And so, please, don't take it becomes not just a plea from a frightened woman, but a story of what happens when the human heart chooses compassion over conquest.